everyone, Miss Alessandra here from the Weston Public Library bringing you another Maker Monday project. Today we are going to be making straw paddle boats or pencil paddle boats. And you only need a few things to make these, so I'm going to get started with showing you the supplies. To make our straw paddle boats or our pencil paddle boats, here are the things that you're going to need. You'll need a type of plastic container, circular or square or rectangle, that's shallow, which means it's not too deep, okay? You're going to need three large rubber bands, a pair of scissors, a piece of thick cardboard, thick paper or foam, 2 unsharpened pencils or 2 plastic or paper straws, and finally, a pond or a container filled with water. That's bigger than your shallow container. So this is my shallow container. It is about 3 times the size lengthwise of that. And those are all the things that you're going to need to do this paddle boat. So if you're ready to get started, here we go. The first thing that we're going to do to get ready to make our paddle boat is grab that cardboard or thick paper or foam that you have, and you're simply going to cut a strip off of that about 1 inch wide. Okay, so it's about 1 inch. Measure it against my knuckle. Yep, it's about 1 inch. And you're going to take that piece and cut it into 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now you have 4 1 inch by 1 inch squares approximately. You're going to take each of those squares and you're going to make a slit in it from the bottom to the middle. Do not cut all the way through, so it only goes to the middle. Do that for each piece of your cardboard. Again, only to the middle. All right. So now you're going to take 2 of those pieces of cardboard, and where those slits are where you're going to connect them. This is how you're making the paddles for the boat. This guy doesn't want to go through. There we go. All right, so they will connect and look like a paddle. You're going to do that with each of them, so you end up with 2 paddles for the boat. Put those aside. We're now done with our cardboard. We're going to get out our plastic container. So I have my plastic container here. I'm using unsharpened pencils. So I'm going to put a pencil on one side underneath the outer edge of the container. And I'm going to put a rubber band, one of those 3 rubber bands, in the middle of the container to hold that pencil in place. Once that rubber band is in the middle, I'm going to take the other pencil, do the same thing on the opposite side so that you have 2 pencils sticking out on either side and 1 rubber band in the middle. Then I'm going to get my other 2 rubber bands, and these are going to be connected on each end of the pencils to connect them together. So I'm going to start with the eraser end and connect those 2 together. I'm going to push it as far as it will go against the container. Then I'm going to take my other rubber band and do the same thing with the unsharpened edge of the pencils. All right, going to make sure those pencils are again the outer edge right under the lip of the container on both sides. This one's moving a little bit. Whoops. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to move my rubber band so it's not hitting the container on the edges. So there we go. Okay, so that's what your boat is going to look like before you put the paddles on. And we're going to connect the paddles to this rubber band and this rubber band. The middle rubber band doesn't get one. So I'm gonna grab one of those paddles, put it in the center of one of those rubber bands, okay? And you're gonna do the same thing with the other paddle that we made out of the cardboard, okay? Again, you don't want it to touch the container, so if you have to move your pencils or your rubber bands, do so. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now we're going to twist our paddles with our rubber bands on them in one direction. So I'm twisting this one with the unsharpened edges forward. I'm going to hold that in place so that it doesn't trigger the paddle. And I'm going to do the same thing on the paddle that's on the edge where the erasers are. And I'm going to, again, twist it forward. You want to make sure that you're twisting both of those in the same direction, otherwise your boat is not going to move. It's going to try to go in two different directions and it's not going to work. All right. So when you have that, this is the hard part. You may need parents' help. I'm just trying to hold them in place so I can get my pond ready. So they're twisted. You can see the rubber bands are twisted. I'm holding it in place. And I'm going to pull my pond over. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your boat in the center, let go of your paddles, and it should move in one direction like a paddle boat. So let's try that out. Okay, putting it down. And there it goes. It moved a little bit. So if you have a larger container, it will move a lot. I don't have a larger container, but that's what you can do. You can twist your paddles, make sure your pencils are on the right edges in the water, and it moves a little bit. So that is our Maker Monday project of our pencil or straw paddle boat. If you've made this at home and you have a video of it working, please send it to me. I would love to see it. And have a great week.